Today is the winter solstice, and that is what a 7:29 a.m. sunrise looks like. It's midday. The sun is just shining down on us right now on the winter solstice. But all that's in the news is a big winter storm coming. It seems like the weather news really seems to sensationalize things these days with the advent of the 24-hour news cycle and just trying to get people to click and view and get stuff like that. But they say there might be some high winds, blizzard-like conditions, possible power outages. So grabbed my baby generator out of the shed here, brought it into the garage, just fired up, make sure it's still running in case this weather event actually happens. This is a little Harbor Freight tailgater generator that I bought years ago in an emergency situation. This was like the only thing they had left on the shelf during a summer weather event where we had high winds. I think it was actually a tornado. It took out a lot of power lines in the area and we were without power. Actually ended up being a week and a half running essentials on this thing, fridge and things like that. Winter, this is a lifesaver too, because it actually, believe it or not, given its tiny size, is enough to power the combustion blower, the exhaust fan on the furnace. So without electrical power to those things, you're not going to have heat. The other thing on the hot water heater, it can power the exhaust fan on that. I don't have a free draft. I've got the powered vent type, so I need electrical power to that to have hot water. We're on a municipal water supply, so they have backup power to their pumps, so we get water and heat and a few lights on. Life is good. I could upgrade this, but it covers the essentials, and actually there's enough little buffer in there to run a TV and the wireless router. So we've got entertainment, heat, and water. Life is much better than without power at all. This thing actually does the job. Part of the reason it's so small is it's a two-stroke. So the engine size is quite small. But with that, it's a pretty low quality two-stroke engine, being Harbor Freight. But these things don't get a ton of hours on them. You use them once every couple of years in my case. So this thing actually has been fairly reliable for me, but it is a little bit of a pain to start. Hence why I have my electric drill here. So I've done a separate video or two on how to convert to electric start to your electric drill. Basically that involves getting access through where your recoil was to your crank bolt on the socket here. Again, not necessarily something I'd recommend on a high quality thing, because if we strip off this crank bolt or break it off, you're basically done, short of a few backyard fixes that you could attempt on it. But for all most purposes, you've kind of ruined your generator. But in this case, I don't really care. It makes my life a lot easier during starting, and if it breaks, well, I guess I'll just have to go buy another one. But while it's still working, what the heck, let's let it ride. So anyway, I brought this thing out in anticipation for this winter storm. I don't think we're actually going to lose power, but you never know. So let's make sure it starts and runs, and that way we're as prepared as we can be. You can see that's not the easiest thing to start. The drill makes life a lot easier. To be fair, it's about 1 degree Fahrenheit out. So it doesn't want to run without the choke on, so I'm gonna just let it run out there for 10 minutes or so. Get it nice and warmed up, but prepared for this big winter storm. It's 4:20, sunset. So our 9 hours of sunlight are up, if you can call it sunlight. We've got this fairly large glacial ridge to the south here that the sun barely gets above. Then you throw trees on top of it. It doesn't even come close to getting above those trees this time of year. But now it is time to celebrate, because it means from this point forward, our days are only going to get longer. And you may not be acutely aware of it unless you live this far north. But it's something we all definitely can celebrate. Days getting longer. Winter storm is supposed to be rolling in also. It has not started to snow yet, but we'll see if it actually turns into something here. Good night, I guess.